Welcome to the Investa Center in Kingston for the final game of this back-to-back weekend series between the under-14 AAA Oshawa Generals and Kingston. Oshawa coming up with a squeaker last night with a goal late in the third period to come up with a 2-1 victory. Parker Shaw will be in goal for your Generals today, and Lambert at the other end for Kingston. Trying to throw this up for the first chance in front of the goal. Jamming away at it there, was blowing at it front, and Lambert somehow keeps it out. Comes another line here for the shot by Hutchings. The hero last night with the game-winning goal. That shot got blocked though. A chance to backhand this way, knocked down by LePage, who tried to put it in. That's Rose who put that in on net, and the first stop is made there by Parker Shaw. Also the return to the bench today of Owen Kennedy after serving a 3-game suspension. Back to the line, Rose trying to get around the opportunity here. That'll come out through center, just out over the line. Good job to keep that in. Back behind the net goes Conlon Kennedy after it and fires it around. Bartlett going for the hit. They tip it away through center and that'll come out. Here comes Lamont going back after it in his own end. Lamont will get it over here for Rose to try and find an open lane off the boards. Knocked down here from center and now picked up by Chapman, who feeds Higher. Kobe Higher from his own end will lead this in. Tried to make his way up over the line with a shot. That gets caught out of the air by Lambert and held on to. Braden Davidson on how to take the draw off to the left, won by Kingston. It's back behind the net for Owen Dobbs now. Dobbs tried to put it behind the net here for an opportunity. He's going to dig away at that loose puck in behind the goal. It's a win in that corner by Oshawa. Trying to get it back to the blue line though. Here's a quick shot. Steered off to the right by Lambert, and the rebound went fired wide by Jackman. Ethan Jackman on the loose puck now. Had a goal and an assist last night. That shot gets blocked. Higher keeps this in. Shot on net. It's going in wide. Picked up here by Kingston and fired out. Not out of the zone. Kept in by Emerson Davis. Davis puts it behind the goal now for Owen Dobbs and behind the goal. Skating away here for Kingston out of their own end. He's going to lose it, and Bluin picks it up and sends it back in. Elliot Bluin coming around the corner to try and set it up in front. Hit the side of the goal, and it gets covered up by Lambert. Face-off is off to the right of the Kingston end. Naish's shot. It's in the net. Zach Naish's shot from the line. It goes off the post past Lambert and into the goal. And Oshawa had struck early. Only 2:19 into the game. Winning this draw there for Kingston. Dropping it back to the line there, moving it up through center. Zach Naish coming after that. Naish will take it from behind his own goal. Fires it around the side here for Riley Brandt. Back in behind for Chapman, who fires it around. Put back in behind the net here for Kingston. Throwing it up in front. Here comes a chance. He can't shoot it. Keeps it on his stick and fires it down low. Behind the net, Gara waiting in front. One-timer goes wide. Gara, shot. Going in wide of the net. Picked up here by Chapman, who lets Sterling take it. Hard off the glass. Kept in here by Lescombe with a shot. Stopped there by Shaw, who holds on to it. Bassett will take this draw here for Kingston and win it cleanly. Trying to get away from the defender and get it back here to the blue line now for Lamont. Lamont's not going to be able to shoot it. Puts it in behind the net. Here he's got Phil Pott on the left side. Phil Pott is winning the battle against Jacob Bartlett. Now it comes free for Ethan Jackman, who's going to flip it to himself. He's got to get around Rose, though, and it goes down for icing. Jackman's now going to take this draw on the offensive end, or the defensive end, won by Kingston. Rose a shot over the left hand of Parker Shaw, back into the corner. Back here for Lamont, over his stick. Hutchings trying to race after this puck. It goes in behind the goal. Max Hutchings behind the net. Has to make sure to keep his eye on Lamont in behind the goal. From behind the net there, Kingston picked that up. Coming around the other side, Hutchings trying to put pressure on his man. Higher tried to keep it in as well. It got tipped past him. Here comes Jackman. Late pass for Bartlett, who tips it wide and behind the corner. From behind their own net go Kingston after the loose puck. They're going to look to skate this way through center. Dumped off the boards, passed higher and back in the zone. As that's Davis who put it behind the net. Quick pass out in front. Here's Gara shot. That gets blocked. Rebound! Fired through the crease area. Owen Dobbs tried to tip it out. Davis kept it in along with Gara. Gara shot. Hits a stick and goes way up and out of play. Face-off is now coming off to the right of the goal. It's going to be taken by Fox, who wins it cleanly. Back to the blue line. A shot on net. It's going to go in wide. Bouncing off the boards here for Dobek. Dobek takes a hit on that right corner, trying to tip it out. Good job there by Dobbs to put it down the ice, but it'll go down for icing. Face-off is off to the right of the Oshawa end. Coming around the boards here for Ethan Chapman. Tipping it out. Here comes Dobbs racing after the puck now. Dobbs went for the pass out of his own end. Here comes a chance now to try and keep it in on that right side. From behind the goal now. Trying to keep it alive, and we'll get a whistle as 4 players were battling for one loose puck over there in the right corner. Face-off is off, coming to the right of Lambert, gets ready in the goal. Kingston win it in their defensive end. They come away through center, trying to start a 2-on-1, but good job there by Zach Nash to tip it off the boards. Nash gets it again and dumps it right in. It's going to miss the blocker hand of Lambert and go in wide. Off to the side, another turnover here, but it went over the stick. Conlon Kennedy has it now. Kennedy trying to get around the defenders. Turns it over. Here's a lead pass. It's going over the stick of Gara. Gara went for the hit there on Zach Nash, and here comes Riley Brandt to move it in for Jackman. Brandt trying to catch up to the loose puck here, but Kingston flip it away. Nash on it again. He'll dump it in. Try to dump it in, but it gets knocked down here by Fox, who sets it up to the other side. Dobek, shot. Stopped there by Parker Shaw, who hangs on to it. Face-off is going to be off to the left of the goal now. Davidson's going to be kicked out, and Bartlett's going to be coming in as a replacement to take the draw in the defensive end. Won by Oshawa, hard around the boards here for Hutchings to try and tip it out past Lamont. Up through center. Phil Pott is in here as well, along with Dobek, and it comes free and out. Rose has got to go back in his own end after it. Rose sees the puck in behind the goal. Almost lost it from behind the net. Here comes a chance to move it away with a lead pass over the stick. Conlon Kennedy coming after it in his own end. He's going to get beat to the puck by Dobek though. Dobek from behind the net is slip away, coming around the other side. Lamont trying to hold it in, and it comes out through center. Here's a pass by Shaw that gets knocked down. From center, he dumps it in. Max Hutchings puts it behind the net. He's going to go for the hit there on the other side. From their own zone, it's a lead pass that gets knocked down here by Ethan Chapman. From behind the net, there goes Ethan Jackman after it. The pass out in front is broken up. From their own end, Rose is trying to win the battle. It's one behind the net there by Kingston. Lamont gets it over here for Rose, who looks for an open lane to get it out of there. Goes back to the line. Here's a shot by Davis through a screen and a left pad stop by Lambert. Higher puts it behind the net now. Harder on the boards. Going to get kept in here by Davis, but his shot is going to go wide. Still have 8 minutes left to go here. 1-0 Oshawa in the first period on a point shot by Zach Nash going in off the post and in past Lambert. 2 minutes into the game here. Here comes a chance. Higher. A lead pass tipped in here by Dobbs into the offensive end. Another lead pass going over the stick. Knocked down here by Sterling at center, who flips it in, and it goes back on a change around the boards. That pass is almost picked off. It is picked off, and the shot by Riley Brandt went wide, and the rebound goes right to the side, but not in. Kingston can't clear. Kept in by Sterling. The shot gets blocked. Kept in from behind him by Braden Davidson. Hard off the boards and into the Oshawa end comes Zach Nash. Nash to the other side. They're going to look for an open lane now for Braden Davidson, who tips it in. Hard off the boards through center. Here comes a chance now for Phil Pott to try and get free. He'll have it knocked away off his stick. Good job to play it to himself there by Liscombe, who puts it behind the net. Battle here in the corner. Taken away here by Oshawa. trying to get around the defender of Leach. He puts it in behind the net. Liscombe will go behind the net and pick it up. The lead pass here comes for Fox. He went for the side pass that got broken up by Hutchings, but couldn't make his way through. Now he does. Hutchings shot. Right pad stop there. Rebound by Bartlett. It scores! Jacob Bartlett cleans up the rebound out in front and puts it in past Lambert to make it 2-0. Initial shot by Hutchings was kicked away by Lambert, but right to the side by Jacob Bartlett, who put in the rebound, who scored a couple of goals in the last couple of games. He had a couple in the victory over Central Ontario as well. It's 2-0 lead here for Oshawa as that gets dumped back into the Kingston end. Another lead pass looking up through center. That'll be over the stick of Gara through center ice. And tip back in the zone goes Conlon Kennedy after it now. Kennedy on his backhand will move it over. Trying to get kept in here, but the net came off the moorings and up off the back end of Parker Shaw. Face-off now is off to the left of the Oshawa end. Kobe Heyer rings it around for Davis. Or for Dobbs, tipping that out. Up through center comes Owen Dobbs, tipping it off the boards. Here comes a pass up there for Philpott that got read well by Dobbs, who sweeps it in on goal. It'll be an easy stop for Lambert, who makes it and hangs on. Face-off gets won by Oshawa. Pushed behind the net by Owen Dobbs. Picked up here by Kingston as they get an opportunity to try and clear. Tipped in by Chapman behind the net. Here comes Ethan Chapman after the loose puck now with Davidson. Back to the line. Here's a shot by Davis on net. It's going in wide of the goal. Right in front of the net, taken away by a gold sweater, and up they come through center. Davidson tried to control his man, Daubach, from center, but here comes Daubach again, dumping it deep. Daubach putting it in from the right corner. Slapped around the boards. Here's Daubach again after it. Getting some help this time with Fox to try and get it free. Here comes a chance to try and start a 2-on-1 with Dobbs and Chapman, but the pass is in Chapman's feet. And now we're going to get a whistle for the first penalty of the game, and it'll come for holding. Face-off is coming off to the left of the Oshawa end. Slapping it down the ice and back into the corner. From behind the net goes Bartlett to try and put on some short-handed pressure. From behind their own net, let out now by Gara with a pass. Trying to make his way through is Daubach and couldn't get through. Dumped right back in where it came from behind the Kingston goal. Starting it out from his own end. Trying to start a rush with a lead pass. Gets it up there for Fox, who tries to get through. Pushes it to himself in the corner. Fox out in front behind the goal. Back here to the blue line now. Not going to be able to shoot it there was Leach. So they push it back to the other side. Leach is going to try and keep this in again, but gets bumped on the other end. From behind the net, Fox is on it, and so is Ethan Sterling. Nash is trying to pin his man. Fox from the side. Big stop there by Parker Shaw. From Daubach out in front. Back to the line. Shot there by Gara. Didn't make it to the net. Still loose here from the side, and it was knocked down with a high stick. Face-off is won there by Oshawa's Dobbs, flipping it in. From their own end, he gets it over here to the side. Trying to fire it around here for Rose, who comes up through center. Overskates it, and here comes Dobbs now. Dobbs' pass for Blowen, went over his stick. So Blowen gets it again. Putting it in behind the net there for Kingston to take it away. Here comes Rose. Gonna lose it there to Dobbs. Blowen's trying to help out. Coming over here on the other side. Blowen with a big hit, and that's gonna be a penalty. Coming up here to Oshawa. Coincidental minors as Blowen went for boarding, and then Rose went for Kingston for cross-checking. Face-off is going to come off to the right of Lambert in the Kingston goal. Big defensive win there by Kingston in their own end. Trying to move this up through center. The pass was up through center ice. Garra's pass got broken up and back into the zone. Goes Lamont. Lamont from his own end tried to get away from the defender and backhands it away here for Kingston out of their own end. Trying to get around Owen Dobbs here for an opportunity. He's bleeding up through center and finally Daubach gets knocked down. From their own end, it's Lamont putting it in. Right back in behind the Oshawa goal. And that's going to get cleared all the way down the ice. And with it being 5-on-5, that'll be icing. Face-off is off to the left of the Kingston end. Trying to find an open lane to tip it out, and he does. Back from their own end. The lead pass is going over here to the other side. They're coming up through center to try and bring it in. He dumps it right in on goal. It's a bouncer. And Shaw had to look in behind him, and it's somewhere in his equipment. Face-off won by Kingston. Back here to the blue line. A shot on net. It's going in wide. Conlon Kennedy picking it up. Kennedy turns it over. Pass out in front. Shot! Knocked down here by Parker Shaw as they try and get it out. Racing away here was Matt Hutchings with a pass for Riley Brandt. Brandt dumps it in. It's blocked away by Lambert off to the corner. Coming around the side here. Trying to dig this puck here back in the zone. It's back in behind the net here for Kingston as they fire it away. Backhanded out. Zach Nage can't get to that loose puck. It gets swept away. From their own end, here comes Ethan Jackman with it now. Jackman, a hard shot on net, gets stopped by Lambert, but there's a rebound sitting there. Oshawa couldn't get to it. From behind the goal on that left side. Penalties are almost over to both players. Blowen and Rose as that's behind the net. Here comes a chance to clear it away. And they move it up through center. That hit a skate. Right back in there on the other end. Zach Nash. Late pass up through center. They bring it in for Chapman. Shot. Way over the mark. Went over the blocker hand of Lambert. Bartlett takes a hit. Goes behind the net for Ethan Chapman. Chapman trying to win the battle behind the goal now. It's taken away here by Kingston, but not out of the zone. Philpott tried to keep it in. Braden Davidson gets it over there for Sterling, who takes a hit to make the play and dump it in. Here on the other side going for the hit there on the left corner. Out of the zone and knocked down here by Davis, who puts it back in. From behind the Kingston net, they're going to have control of it. Try and clear it out. Kobe Heyer, shot on net. That gets knocked down there by Fox into the corner. Trying to win the battle here on the right side. Comes around the side, and that is going to do it for period number 1. An early goal by Zach Nash, and a goal just about mid-part by Jacob Bartlett has Oshawa up 2-0 to go to the second. Both goaltenders take their spot. We're ready to kick off period number 2 from the Investa Center in Kingston. These two teams will play one more time at the end of the year in Oshawa. There's a shot by Jackman. Stopped by Lambert. Rebound as well. This one gets blocked. Jackman, turn around. Fired in wide. Kept in here by Conlon Kennedy, though. Kennedy takes a hit there in the corner. Trying to help out. Conlon Kennedy comes in there to the corner, and big hit there off Dobbs as well. Shot by Jackman. In wide. Elijah LePage comes in from the line and puts it deep behind the goal. Here comes Jackman after it now. Wrap around! Stopped there by Lambert as Jackman tried to stuff it in the left side. Gets another opportunity. This one off the post as he fired it in past the blocker hand of Lambert, but not the post in behind her. Face-off gets won by Kingston. Davis tried to move it over here to the other side, and Davidson is over here as well. Pushed behind the net here for Ethan Sterling, who tried to slap it around. It's going to get kept in here on the other side to try and tip it out. It comes away through center for Lamont, who tries to put it back in. Lamont trying to knock, or Davis tried to knock that down. Gets it over to Lamont. Davis will find it to the other side. That one over the stick of Philpott and put back into the Kingston end. Davis has got to make the play, but he sees Riley Brandt coming on him, along with Hutchings. Lead pass up through center, knocked down by Ethan Sterling. And that would have been a break there for Max Hutchings if he would have had the puck. Here comes a chance now for Davis with a lead pass. Knocked down here by Phil Pott. He can't get through. So Hutchings tries to make his way in, but he got blocked off by Davis. Lamont from behind the net. Trying to get it around here to the side for Daubach. Daubach is on a strong backhand down the ice. Back into the Oshawa zone goes Emerson Davis after it. As Kingston are going off on the change, a lead pass by Chapman is going to bring this in. Ethan Chapman shot on net is over the mark. Coming around the side here for Gara to get it out. Up through center here for Oshawa. Knocked down by Kingston right at the Oshawa bench area and dumped back deeper off the back end boards. Kingston keeping this in the Oshawa end with some great plays there at the blue line. Taken away here by Jackman. Jackman trying to get free. He's got to get around his man. He walks in. Backhand. Too strong up and over the net. Kept in by Chapman. Putting it behind the goal now. Bartlett tried to get it as well. Here comes Conlon Kennedy after it. Kennedy from his own end. Makes his way around. Now picked up here by Kingston. Chipped in deep behind the Oshawa net. From behind their own goal, he's going to scoop it up and try and get away with it behind the net with LePage. You're in that left corner to try and get it back to the line. Quick shot by Bassett goes in wide of the net. Bartlett let his man get that loose puck. Now he'll come into the fray to try and dig it free. Right in front of the net, nobody there to get the pass. Behind the net it goes now for Conlon Kennedy. Kennedy lets Jackman take control of it and now brings it in. Jackman's had a couple of opportunities already here in the second period, looking for one more. His shot hits a stick and goes wide. Coming all the way down the ice, and that is going to go for icing. Face-off is off to the right of the Kingston end. Owen Dobbs trying to win this battle on the other side along with Braden Davidson. Kept in here by Sterling at the line, but now coming away is Fox out of his own end. Fox puts it in behind the net. There goes Naish after it. Naish for Sterling, who tries to tip it away out of the zone. Back here to the line. Tipped after him. Here comes Owen Dobbs trying to win the race against Lamont. Dobbs and Lamont after the puck here in the corner. Dobbs wins it for Elliott Blowen, who takes a shot and hits a stick. Behind the net now. Back here to the line for Sterling. Controlling it and setting it up. Now taken away here by Daubach through center. Puts it in. Right on goal and covered up by Shaw. Faceoff is coming off to the left of the Oshawa end. Trying to tip this away. There was an opportunity. Here comes Max Hutchings up over the line. Hutchings shot. Going in over the mark. Kept in by Riley Brandt on the left end side. Behind the goal now for Jackman, who makes a hit. Trying to keep this in the Kingston end. Jackman trying to walk his way to the front of the goal. And it hit the crossbar in behind Lambert. Here's a shot by Davis going to the front of the net. Trying to get this from out of his own end. Here they come up through center. Flipping it in was Bonter back into the zone. Behind the goal it goes. Coming around the other side, Hutchings. Max Hutchings with the loose puck. A lead pass was over the stick at center by Riley Brandt. Davis tries to knock it down and is at his own blue line and dump it in. That got knocked down by Leach from his own zone. The lead Liscombe from his own end. Here comes a chance now for Bassett, who loses it. Around the boards here for Bartlett to try and get it out. Back in behind the net it goes now. From the left corner, setting up in front. Here's a shot. Just wide from the right side of the goal. Kept in by Kingston though. And it goes behind the net there for Bassett, who tried to do something with it. Bartlett tried to get it out. That's Lamont going after it here in his own end. Lamont from his own zone will have control of it. Sees the pressure on by Chapman, so moves it to the other side for Liscombe. Big job there by Elijah LePage. To the other side here for Braden Davidson in the right corner. That is Fox in a battle over here on the loose puck. Braden Davidson trying to help as well. Davidson digging away at it with everything he's got. And it's finally going to get tangled up for a whistle. Face-off is off to the left of the Kingston end. Phil Pott trying to tip it away. Sterling can't get to it. Tipping it past his man. Here comes Ethan Sterling now. Sterling dumping it deep behind the Kingston goal now. Around the boards it goes. Trying to get kept in here by blowing for Chapman. Ethan Chapman tried to walk it out. Hit a stick and went in wide. From behind the goal now is Fox, who tried to get rid of it. Getting it here for Dahlbeck, who can't shoot. Here comes a shot by Sterling, getting blocked. From their own end, Dahlbeck. Hard off the boards and they takes a hit. Kept in here by Sterling, who takes a hit. Late there by Fox. Down the ice it goes for icing. Braden Davidson now to take the draw. Back to the line for Conlon Kennedy. It goes back into the corner for Elliot Blowen to try and win the race. Davidson as well trying to help out. Setting it up here for Conlon Kennedy to try and get it back here to the line. Kept through center, Blowen trying to keep it in. It went over his stick though. Blowen with a pass to the other side and that gets knocked down. From the side, dumps it in. Here comes a chance to go for a breakaway. He brings it in with a shot and fires it in wide over the glove hand of Parker Shaw. Dumped deep back in the corner and it goes for icing. Face-off is off to the right of Shaw. Coming around the side here for Riley Brandt to try and tip it out. Davis has control of it and dumps it in. Back in behind the Oshawa net it goes. With a pass, Davis kept that in, but he's going to turn it over to Oshawa. Flipping this up through center to try and get through is Riley Brandt. Brandt coming up on the other side with Jackman, but we're getting a Kingston penalty, and it's going to come for interference. Power play now for Oshawa, as that penalty goes to Rose for interference. Behind the net trying to win it. That'll get flipped all the way down the ice. Right in on goal, and it's going to get stopped by Parker Shaw. Shaw leaving it behind his own net as they started out. A lead pass up through center is for Jackman now. Up through the other side, and here comes Riley Brandt bringing it in. Brandt putting the brakes on. Drops it back here to the line for Jackman, who moves it over. Back here to the blue line for Sterling, who can't shoot. So it's Riley Brandt now. The pass is picked off here by Dahlbeck, who tries to make his way through short-handed but turns it over. Good job there by Braden Davidson to sweep it behind the net. As they try and get away, we're getting a penalty though. And it's going to come for interference. Face-off now is off to the right of the Oshawa end. Wins it back here to the line. It gets slapped around the left side. Trying to get kept in here by Leach with a shot on net. Redirected and into the back of the goal on the redirection. Out of front, and Kingston on the board on a redirection past Parker Shaw to make it 2-1. One there at center, and Oshawa get control of the puck. Lead pass here for Jackman. There's a Kingston penalty, so now it's a 4-on-3 for Oshawa. Davidson shot going in wide of the net. There's still 0 on the board for Kingston. Davis. Back here to the line for Kobe Heyer. A shot. He's going in wide, trying to jam it in from the side and can't do it. Hard around the board, that's going past Davis down the ice. Back into the corner it goes. Now the one goes up there for Kingston. It's 2-1 game. They got a goal and a penalty out of it, I guess. Here comes a chance to dump it in. Jackman from behind the goal now walks it out. Setting it up back to the line for Conlon Kennedy now. Kennedy gets it to the side for Elijah LePage. Kennedy's going to try and step into one again here. Here's a shot. Getting knocked down by his own player right in front. Kept in here from the line by Conlon Kennedy again. Here comes Jackman to the side with a backhand pass. Kennedy going after Lamont there in the corner. And another chance here for number 11. That is Bonter in a tangle up there with Davidson. That goes down the ice. And it goes for icing. Face-off is won by Oshawa. Pushed back in behind the goal now. Here comes a chance to race after it now for Ethan Sterling, who turns it over. A chance to try and skate it out of his own end is knocked down here by Chapman from center and dumps it in. Chapman puts it behind the net there for Liscombe, who will take a hit by Elliott blowing behind the net. Here comes a chance now to bring it in. As that's Gordner dumping it behind the net. Zach Nash picking it up from behind his own goal. Coming around the other side now to try and tip it out of his own end. Knocked down there by Davis in his own zone. Blowing. Trying to get it out of his own end there. It'll come free through center and finally comes free for Riley Brandt, who tried to get around Liscombe. Behind the net. It's right there from the side. A backhand shot to stop. Still loose here, and Chapman couldn't bury it. Right back into the Kingston end. Gordanier with a backhand pass over the stick of everybody. Back into the Oshawa corner. Here comes a chance now for Dabeck off on the left side. Dabeck throws it up in front, hit the side of the net. Kept in here by Lamont. Lamont putting it behind the net for Philpott right in front and over his stick. Oshawa get the opportunity to go with it. Through center comes Elliott Bluin. Bluin trying to make his way through. Stopped there by Lambert, but still loose here from the side. On the other end, trying to get it back here to the blue line now for Emerson Davis. Pushed behind the net there for Bartlett, who couldn't get to it. Hard around the boards here, kept in by Emerson Davis. His shot will get knocked down here by Kingston as they get an opportunity to skate it through center. Dumped all the way into the corner goes Davis after it now. From behind the net, trying to jam it out in front, taken away here by Oshawa as they fire it out. All the way back into the Kingston end it goes. Lead pass here for Dabeck, who couldn't do anything with it. Now a chance for Bartlett. He's got the game winner here so far. He made it 2-0 all the way back in the first period. Since then, Kingston's got a power play goal here in the second, which is where we stand at a 2-1 Oshawa lead. Davis looking to change that with a shot through a screen. Another one right to the front of the goal. Dabeck with a lead pass, and here comes a chance for Rose to bring it in. Rose is going to go into the corner, and we're going to get a penalty coming up here to Oshawa. Davidson goes to the box for cross-checking. Face-off is off to the right of Parker Shaw. One here by Kingston. They're trying to chip it out of their own end for Ethan Jackman. Jackman from his own zone, short-handed, got knocked down, and Brandt sweeps it in. Leach from his own zone now. Tries to start this out. Leach is coming up over the line and trying to dump it in. Along with Fox on the other side. Here comes behind the net, trying to walk it out from behind the goal. Goes to the blue line. Here comes a shot there by Gara, stopped by Parker Shaw. Still loose, and from the side, gets poked in out in front of the net. After Shaw made a couple of stops, it went right to the side of the goal, and an easy open net gets swept in to tie things at 2. Face-off from center gets won by Rose now for Lamont. Lamont will dump that deep into the Oshawa end. We're in the last minute with 50 seconds left to go here in the second. So that tying goal comes here in the last minute of the second period. Oshawa going for that stretch pass, way past everybody, down the ice for icing. Face-off is off to the left, trying to keep it in. There was Lamont, and he does. Off to the corner goes Bonner after here's a shot getting blocked on the way through. Another shot by Davis, can't get through the net. And there's another chance from the side that gets fired in to make it 3-2 Kingston. Face-off gets won by Oshawa, trying to dump it off the boards here for Braden Davidson to try and get it in. Here comes Dobbich through center. He's not going to get to it. Dobbich is going to get to this one, though. Dobbich trying to cut through. Gets hit there as they try and keep it in. Owen Dobbs as well, trying to get there to the other side. Big hit there at the other end to try and get it out. It's going to go down the ice. 3 straight goals by Kingston. Have erased a 2-0 deficit they were in, and now they get to hold the lead to go to period number 3. Here we go to kick off a third period. It looked very promising for the Generals in the second period with a 2-0 lead, but 3 straight Kingston goals quick put them up 3-2 to start this third period, and we get the first dump in. And there's also a change in goal. Nolan Hardy is in net now for Oshawa. Back here to the line here for Sterling to try and keep it in. Swept there from center, trying to tip this deeper back in behind the Kingston goal now. From behind their own net, trying to move this away. From now it's Fox is going to try and turn it over. Behind the net with Jack, blowing out of front and couldn't one-time it. That's going off high off the high-end glass. LePage keeps it in. Shot from the line by Kennedy is going wide. Blue and Jackman coming after the loose puck on the left side. Kept in here by Oshawa. Trying to tip it in there for Riley Brandt in the corner. Taken away here by Kingston. The lead pass is over the stick here. He's trying to catch up to it here on the other end is Elijah LePage. LePage with the lead pass here for Riley Brandt as he tries to dump it in. Tipped off the high end boards now is Zach Nash. LePage can't get to that as it's dumped into the corner. Hardy will leave that behind his own net. Coming around the other side here for Kingston to try and dump it out. That's a good job there to keep it in. Off to the side goes Davis after it now. Davis tried to tip it out of his own end here for a chance. Swept by him. Racing after it here to try and start a 2-on-1. Riley Brandt's going to the net as well. Scores! Brandt capitalizes on a loose puck after the initial stop to tie things at 3. Face-off gets won by Oshawa. Looking to take some momentum on the tire by Brandt. That goes behind the net. Coming around the boards, Riley Brandt trying to keep it here on the left side. And get it back to the line for higher. That's not going to get there. Right in front of the net, redirected. Stop there by Lambert on that redirection. Kept in here by Brandt though for Braden Davidson on goal. And that's going to get picked up here by Lambert. Dumped into the Kingston end from behind the goal now. On the left side, trying to do something here with the puck in behind the left net. Trying to keep it in. Gets cleared away here by Kingston out of their own end. Lead pass here for Fox as he tries to get away from Zach Nash. His pass for Phil Pott, and he can't shoot. Out of the reach of Phil Pott as he lost his balance. Kept in here by Liscombe, but now Jackman comes away with it. Jackman tried to go with that loose puck as it gets swept past the defender. Another chance here for Phil Pott. He's not going to get to the front of the net. Swept away by Oshawa. Dobbs trying to get it out. Couldn't beat Lamont to the puck. Right in front. And it goes off a stick and through the legs of Hardy to make it 4-3. Kingston regained their lead again just after Oshawa tied it on a fluke goal out in front, going off a stick and through the legs of Hardy. To make it now 4-3, it goes behind the net, coming around the boards. And we're getting a penalty coming up as the net has come off the moorings. Face off now just outside the blue line as it gets pushed outside the zone. After Kingston knocked the net off, Lamont dumps that in. Nolan Hardy will try and stop that. It went over his stick. Trying to tip this out of his own end. There was blowing and couldn't do it. Here comes Oshawa's lead pass up through center. Knocked down in the line. LePage has got a hustle here against Gara in the corner. Right in front of the net, taken away here by Davidson, and now LePage will get it. Elijah LePage trying to go after the loose puck and get it out of his own end. Max Hutchings with the puck now. He'll clear it away. Trying to get after this puck here was Elliot Bluin. Bluin's got to win the race, and it gets stopped there by Lambert. Hard off the boards and out. Here comes Kingston up through center as Bonner loses it there from center ice. Back in their own end it comes. Jackman trying to go for a collision. Higher will drop it back here to the line for Emerson Davis with a lead pass. To the other side for Riley Brandt. Brandt will dump this deeper back into the Kingston end. Davis is on that behind his own goal. Trying to get it out of his own zone and kept in by Jackman, who flips it deep. Behind the net for Brandt. Jackman has control of it to try and get it back here to the line for Kobe Hire. It got broken up by Kingston though. Jackman again gets it. Tried to bring it in. A shot on net is kicked off to the right by Lambert. Behind the net now, it's left side. Big hit there as he was coming in to get the puck. From the left corner, he tried to get it back here to the line. Here comes Jackman walking out. Stopped there by Lambert, who closes the legs. Face-off is off to the left of the Kingston end. From behind the goal. It's Dobbs now after it, taken off his stick. Swept away by Kingston out of their own end. Try to get it back here to the line for Naish, but Davidson couldn't do so. Davidson trying to put it behind the net now. Coming around the other side. Hit Bartlett in the back, and that'll come free through center. Zach Naish from his own end. Naish is going to dump this deeper back into the left corner. Braden Davidson is going to try and beat his man behind the goal. Davidson had control of it along with Dobbs. In behind the net, Davidson's going to scoop it up. Taken away by Kingston though, but the pass is broken up by Bartlett. Jacob Bartlett trying to cut free. Fires it just wide of the left top corner, back behind the net. Trying to get it out of his own end now. Lead pass. Phil Pott knocked it down but couldn't go with it. Here comes Sterling now. Ethan Sterling through center ice. Trying to take advantage of a Kingston defender falling. Drop pass, shot. Stopped there by Lambert, who catches that in the glove hand. Face-off now is off to the right of the Kingston goal. Blowen trying to dig away at the loose puck along with Hutchings. Putting it in behind the net it goes. Coming around the other side to try and dump this in here for Kingston. Flipping it in past Conlon Kennedy, and here comes a chance. Right to the front of the net, stopped by Hardy. Rebound! Poked in wide past the right post. Capped in by Kingston though. Turnaround shot is scooped up there by Hardy. Face-off is off to the right of the Oshawa goal. Jackman trying to win the battle here in the corner along with Emerson Davis. Coming out of his own end comes Jackman. Through his own zone, drops it for Max Hutchings. Hutchings is trying to take one in. Right in and goes! Scores! Max Hutchings with a big goal again. This one comes on a backhand to tie things at 4. Face-off gets won by Kingston. Flipping this up, that's going over the stick and back into the corner. From behind the net goes Davis after it now. He takes a hit behind the goal. Kingston looking back here to answer. Lamont can't get to it. Off the boards and out. Down the ice, back into the corner it goes. Leach is coming after it in his own end. Leach will get it here to the other side as they try and dump it in. Getting around Davidson for a chance. To drop pass and dump back into the Oshawa end. From behind the goal goes Sterling, who drops it for Zach Naish. To the other side, they're going to look for a pass for Chapman, and away they come up through center with Braden Davidson and Riley Brandt. Brandt takes the pass. Trying to kick it to his stick for a shot, can't get one through. Brandt from behind the net getting help there with Braden Davidson to try and dig the puck free. And it finally squirts free, and Kingston get the opportunity to clear. trying to flip it up off the high glass. Up through center, backhanding it in, right on goal. It's going to get stopped by Hardy and covered up. Face-off now is off to the left of the Oshawa end. The shot, a high one on goal, stopped by Hardy with a blocker hand and sent down the ice with no icing. Davis will pick this up in his own end. Not out of the zone. Capped in by Oshawa. Shot on net is going wide. Ethan Chapman from behind tried to bounce it in. Zach Nash was over here on the other side. Gets knocked down here by Kingston. In their own end, he gets an opportunity to try and clear it out. And it's Phil Pott on the other side. Here comes Jackman to try and get free. Along with Nash, that comes back in the corner, and Chapman will tip it deep. Back in behind the Kingston goal now. Hard around the board, they tried to hit Phil Pott, broken up by Ethan Jackman. Jackman tried to find it in his feet and couldn't do it. From their own end now with Kingston dumping it in. Phil Pott racing after the loose puck. Phil Pott shot. Stopped there by Hardy with a right blocker save. Coming back here to the side and try to clear it out. Dobbs. And it stays in the zone. Daback couldn't do anything with it. It gets flipped away. Knocked down here from center. And fired right back in by Liscombe. Down the ice for icing. Davidson's going to take this draw now off to the left of the Kingston goal. In the offensive zone. Now it's going to be Blown who's coming in to take it, and Davidson will move off to his right side. Backhanded away by Kingston out of their own end, knocked down by Davis. Putting it in there into the zone was Davidson behind the net. Blown trying to be the first one behind the goal now. Has taken away from him. Hutchings is trying to dig away at it as well as they're trying to get it out in front. Hutchings is digging away with everything he's got in that corner to try and get it out of the zone. Max Hutchings doing everything he can here on that left side behind the goal to try and get it out. Takes it head in behind the net here, Blowing as well, trying to get to it. Hutchings can't get to that loose puck as he's digging away at it. And we're finally going to get a whistle behind the net. Braden Davidson will take this draw now off to the left of the Kingston goal, wrapped around the net. Here comes a chance to skate away with it for Kingston. The lead pass is going down the ice for icing. Face-off is off to the right of the Kingston goal, slapping behind the net. A chance to try and get this out of his own end. He'll push it back in behind the net. There goes Jackman after it, along with Chapman to try and get to this loose puck. Poke back into the Kingston end. A chance to try and skate away with it from his own zone. He dumps it in. Hardy trying to stop it from behind his own net, and Hyer will get control of it. Not out of the zone. Here comes a chance out in front of the net, and that's going to get taken away. Back up through center they come with Kobe Hyer. Hyer getting up over the line to try and get around Lamont. Gets hit into the boards there by Rose. Kept in here by Oshawa, but the shot is going to go in wide. Taken away here, under 5 minutes left to go. Oshawa looking for another late goal to get their lead back. They had a 2-0 lead before Kingston broke free before the end of the second with 3 straight ones. Took a 3-2 lead to this third period, and didn't take long for Riley Brandt to tie things up at 3. Kingston had an answer right after and took their lead back before Max Hutchings picked up his second goal in as many games to tie things up at 4. Behind the net, here comes a chance now for Bartlett to fire it around. Lamont coming after it in the other end. It's in the right corner here to try and get some help. And it's off to that left side, trying to get it out of the zone. Bartlett as well. It's right to the front of the net, but he was getting hooked up. Zach Nash tried to keep it in. He started the scoring for Oshawa in period number 1. Captained by Sterling. Bartlett was also a goal scorer in that first period, where Oshawa had the 2-0 lead. Nash trying to get that loose puck here from center. Phil Pott from his own end will take that back in his own zone. To the other side, they're going to look for an open lane to get this out. Knocked down here by Dobbs at center and put back in. Dumped down the ice back into the corner now. Nash is coming back after it in his own end. Zach Nash tried to get around with a pass up through center for Dobbs. And that got kept in by Lamont. Now tipped away. Bartlett trying to come after it. Jacob Bartlett. Nobody with him, so he takes a shot and it gets stopped by Lambert and goes up and out of play. Face-off coming off to the left of the Kingston end. And it's going to be Blowen taking this draw. Jackman with it backhand, not going to get through by Hutchings. Blowen trying to come after it on the other end. From behind the goal, it's going to be Kingston coming after it. And they can't get it out of their own zone. Jackman trying to walk free. Jackman in front. Scores! Change on the goaler was Hutchings from the side of the net, picking up his second of the game as he put that in from the side of the goal to make things 5-4. LePage putting that back in the zone now for Elliot Blowen. So, this could be another game-winning goal for Hutchings. He picked up the tying goal, and right now he's got the game winner for Oshawa if they can hold off another Kingston attack. Back in the zone. Coming after it back in their own end is Emerson Davis now. Davis trying to win the battle against Jackman on the behind the net. Here comes Ethan Jackman through center. Tipping it away here and picked up by LePage to try and put it in. Here's Rose. Swept back in the zone. And Lambert has gone to the bench for the extra attacker. They pulled it early as it goes behind the goal. Hard around the net. Up here for Hutchings who tips it in. He's going to look for that hat trick as he's got the open net to shoot at. Knocked down here by Oshawa. Jackman open net to shoot at. And he puts the nail in the coffin by putting it in. He got an assist on the 5-4 goal. This one he'll put into the open net and make it 6-4 Oshawa. Face-off one here by Oshawa again. Nash can't get to it. Trying to get it over here on the other side. Right on goal. Steered aside by Hardy. Still loose here from the side to try and get it out of his own end. Keeping it in behind the net here for Oshawa. Trying to kill off some more time on the clock. So a 4-goal period here for Oshawa is going to put them again in the win column and make them 3-0 on their 3-game road trip. They beat Whitby on Friday night, and they're on their way to winning both games in Kingston this weekend. They've got another tough test coming up at home on Tuesday night when they're going to face Quinte. That's back in the corner here for Sterling, who fires it around. Over the stick of Chapman as that goes down the ice and back into the corner. From behind the net, they're going to scoop that up and try and get around the defender. It's going to be Ethan Chapman to try and get away from Lamont on the other side. Coming around here to try and tip it out of his own end. Knocked down here from center. He can't get through as that's Rose who makes a hit at the penalty box area. Walking in here for Kingston. Up over the line. He's going to try and get it backhand to the front of the net that goes wide. Still loose here from the side. 10 seconds left to go here on the clock as that comes up through center. And now we're going to get a whistle. Faceoff will come here from center and swept back into the Oshawa end. And that is going to do it. A 6-4 victory coming up here for Oshawa. Both players collide there at the final buzzer. They get split up. And Oshawa are going to come away with 2 more points and come in with some momentum, playing a very tough Quinte team on Tuesday night. Until then, thank you for joining me this weekend in Kingston. I'm the voice of MJ Broadcasting, Mike Jackman.